So let's just do a quick recap of a few things that hit the press this week. And first off, a friend of mine, Joni, she was able to capture the sound when Michael Bearden was speaking at the This Is It video. So I have a little bit of that clip here.
So trust me, I know every frame of this movie. But I'm always joyous about all the love that I get from you guys online and when you come up to me, even when I'm eating in a restaurant. Don't come up to me in the bathroom. All right, so I'm going to keep it a little more brief. I could just say, hey, who's here from my fan Facebook page? Wow, I can't do popcorn for those many people. Well,
Picture.
Yeah,
we want a picture.
Well, I have to leave tomorrow. What I'm doing is to celebrate for the time that we did have him here. I think it's just transition. So it doesn't mean that we're not going to be together again. So I don't take the negative. I don't embrace fear. I reject it. I embrace love. Everybody on my page understands that. And you know that. So tomorrow I've got to get up early because I'm going to go out with some kids and do some work and jam with them tomorrow. And you'll hear about that in the press. So I got to leave. But I want you guys to enjoy this. The guys who are on my fan page, please just talk about it later. And if you're not, you should be. And they will tell you why, because it's all love. It's a big family. And follow me on Twitter, too. It's the same thing. You figure out. But they're surprised. They didn't know I was coming today. No. So, I love you guys. So, yeah, this is it. Continue to watch it, enjoy it, and share with your friends and family, and put a little more booty on it.
And I found it interesting that on June 25th, I found in the news that Yoko Ono had a new app called Smile, where she's integrating all these smiles from across the world. It was a project that she was actually trying to achieve back in the 60s, late 60s. And so now she's got this app where you can upload your smile. But I just found it interestingly coincidental that Yoko Ono, who was a friend of Michael Jackson, has this app that came out on June 25th, or at least I read about it on June 25th. For all I know, it might have came out last month. Joseph Jackson at Forest Lawn, he asked the crowd, how many of you know anything? But he wasn't referring to the believers. He was referring to the conspiracy as to Dr. Murray not being the only person involved. And he said, if you know anything, please tweet Majestic. Since I've been friends with so many true fans of Michael Jackson's, longtime fans of Michael Jackson's, who believe that if he did a hoax at all, which they don't believe, but if he did, it would be to get out of the way of danger, or somebody trying to kill him. So he's pretty much in hiding or something to that effect. And with Mr. Jackson saying what he said, does anybody know anything? And we want to get the person or people behind Conrad Murray. I kind of like the idea that, and people get really mad at me when I say this, but I kind of like the idea he's doing it for entertainment purposes only. There is somebody who is still pushing the idea that it's the greatest show on earth, that he has gone, that he's been planning this for years, and that possibly what we were seeing as Michael Jackson wasn't the way he looked at all. He was doing it in public, very similar to what the movie The Prestige, portrays, with the two brothers actually being one man. and also the little Chinese man. Every time they're out in public, you know, they've sacrificed what they really look like for the illusion. And I like that, but I like a good creative entertainment type project that nobody's ever done before, and so that would be really cool if that's what it was. He's referred to as the greatest entertainer ever, so wouldn't this be like one of the greatest entertainment projects ever? But forgive me, I've been unemployed and have had too much time on my hands lately. And so also Pearl Jr. mentioned that Conrad Murray, Nicole Alvarez, she was saying that he's been reading. What has he been reading? He's been reading The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, which is about a lady who's presumed dead but isn't. Well, it's not about her, but that's part of the story. Conrad Murray, that video still flips me out. And it's not just the fact that it was released on his 3rd year anniversary, it's what he says. I mean, truly what he's saying is Michael Jackson's sentiment, you know?
I think it's just transition. So it doesn't mean that we're not going to be together again.